Welcome to After the Fall series. This is not a story of success. This is the story of deep down. This is the story of a descent in which you look at your life not when you are rising, not when you are going after your desires, not when you are seeking success, not when you are seeking fame, wealth. This is the story when all these things fade and you wonder where I am and what is next. The story is told through Owen, who gets in cycle of up and down, rise and fall in every aspect of his life, in love, in professional life, in business, in deep relationships. The end result is everywhere the same. In the end, he keeps crashing down and he's not able to close anything at the top. One day, when everything falls apart, he decides not to seek rise again, not to climb again the mountain, but this time he wants to stop the entire cycle of rise and fall. In this story and in this series, you will learn how he figures it out. And what is the real story of Owen? He rose and he fell, not once, but again and again, in love, in work, in purpose. Each rise carried hope, each fall carried confusion, and beneath them all, a pattern quickly repeated itself, unseen, unnamed, and unresolved. No matter how high he climbed, something pulled him back down. No matter how close connections felt, it slipped away. And eventually the question was no longer how to rise again, but why the falling never stopped. Every episode of After the Fall series will deal with the different aspects of life, from psychology, from mythology, from history, from real life, and everything will be aimed at figuring out why all the time this fall is and how to stop and how to make best out of this fall. Each episode opens a door into the quiet work that follows collapse, learning the difference between confidence and worth, ambition and alignment, control and truth. It explores the power of words, the courage to say no, the fear that shapes our choices, and ego that builds identities only to dismantle them. There are a lot of problems we come up in our life start with the ego. In the future, we'll also talk about how to understand our ego and how to try to deal with our own ego. Along the way, ancient voices and modern mind appear not as answers but as companions. Indian and Eastern scriptures, Marcus Aurelius and Carl Jung, psychology, and lived experiences, all pointing again and again back to the same place, the self beneath the noise. Once we know the self, the true self, who at core we are, we really start to finding a place for ourselves. We start rediscovering ourselves, our values, and why, after all, we are on earth. This is not a journey towards perfection, it is a return to honesty, to truth, to being yourself. Healing here is not an event, it is a rhythm. Truth is not dramatic, it is steady. And peace is not bound by rising higher, but by standing still long enough to see clearly. If you are in the middle of your own fall, carrying questions you cannot name, or sensing the life you built no longer fits, then this series is for you. Because sometimes the fall is not a failure, it is an invitation for something better, for discovering yourself, finding your true self. And this is what begins after the fall. Stay tuned to our next episode.